Hello, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love hanging out with you guys. Welcome to this masterclass. Say hi in the chat. Welcome to all of you beautiful, beautiful souls that I'm seeing coming in now. Please say hi in the chat. Make sure that you can see me all right. Make sure that you can hear me all right as well. It's always good to check the tech out before we get started because I don't want you to miss this. That's awesome. So thank you. Yeah, you guys are saying hi in the chat. Hi, Steve. Hi, Pragati. That's a lovely name. I love that. Hi, Stefani. Hi, Anne. Logan is here. Sandy's here. Lots of you coming in now, which is great. And let me know where you are from, where you are dialing in from today. I still just, even though I've been doing this now for a few years, I still love it that we can tune in from wherever we are in the world. It's just, I love, love, love this connection. So yeah, Julia is tuning in from Mexico. Hi, Julia, great to have you here. Oh, there's some beautiful soul family as well on here. Hi, Ingrid Marion. Thank you so much for being here. Love you. Love you. Lots of that. Janelle is here as well. Another soul family. Hi, Janelle. Sending love to you. Yeah, so lots of you coming in now, which is awesome. So Bertil tuning in from Sweden. Yanya. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I love that the sound of that name, from Slovenia. Hello, Yanya. Ah, Katerina. Hello, Katerina. Great to see you here. Tuning in from Romania. Lovely to have you here, Katerina. Xander from Ireland. Okay, so lots of you saying hi now, which is awesome. I'm definitely going to be staying connected with you guys in the chat. I also have my darling twin flame with me here today, Ethan, who is going to be in the chat with you as well. So we are both going to be here supporting you, helping you to expand and raise your frequency so that you can hold more abundance in it today. And I'm going to be very much sharing with you about the secrets of creation when it comes to unlocking millions and impacting millions. Yeah, that is absolutely why we are here today. So any questions that you have, we will try our best to answer them. Ethan very much will be in the chat. I'll be dipping in and out, probably when I'm in presentation mode, not so much, but I will have a look at the end as well and try and answer as many questions as I can. So by the way, you guys, so behind me, this beautiful code that you see behind me, let me move out of the way here. It's actually one of the 22 creation codes that I work with. So the creation codes are actually the Hebrew fire letters. Okay, so the Hebrew fire letters, which are actually encoded into our DNA. They are what is responsible for creating our reality through the template of our names. Yeah, through the template of our names. So behind me today is creation code number 4, and it's Daleth. Okay, Daleth. So we're going to be going very much down the rabbit hole of creation code number 4 today, because it truly does hold the secrets to abundance. Yeah, abundance for you, abundance for everybody, so that we can really raise the frequency and shift the frequency of this planet. You know, particularly right now, right, when everything that's going on in the world is going on in the world, and there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of scarcity, there's a lot of unknown. You know, we know that there's only unlimited abundance, right? You know that as well as I know that. You know, spiritual teachers, mystics have been telling us that for a long, long time now. And it's in this age, right? It's in this great age of transformation that we actually get to step into that and unlock this higher abundance for all of us. Okay, so if you are here on this webinar with me tonight, either live or you're watching this back on replay, there is a very, very good chance, as you know, that out of the 8 billion souls alive, that you are supposed to be here tonight. And there's a very good chance, therefore, that you are supposed to be making millions so that you can impact millions. Yeah, and I'm going to be sharing the secrets with you of this on tonight's masterclass. So for those of you who are new to the community, because I know that we, as I say, we've got some soul family here, I can see in the participants, but we've got quite a lot of new faces, new names, new frequencies, new energies as well here. So welcome if you are tuning in for the first time. So my name is Ariella Indigo, and I'm a mage, okay? Really, essentially I'm a mage, but I'm also a magical business mentor. So what I love doing is I love activating people's abundance codes, and I love activating people's missions as well, okay? So that's really what I am on the earth to do. And I'm just seeing the 111 coming up on my screen on a counter that I'm looking at as I'm saying this. So what I love to do is to really support the new paradigm leaders, okay? So the new paradigm teachers, leaders, entrepreneurs, intuitives, healers, the people that know that they are here on a mission to unlock their mission, you know, to share their gifts with the world so that we can raise the frequency on planet Earth at the moment. Okay, so I really help people to build new paradigm businesses, and businesses, as I'm sure you know, are just an extension of your soul, right? It's the physical vehicle through which your soul consciousness can flood through in order so that you can deliver your deep purpose in the world. And that's what I absolutely love doing, supporting other people to get up and running or level up on their purpose. So whether you are, you know, just creating a business at the moment, maybe you're just starting a soul purpose business and you're looking to make your first 100,000, or maybe you are somebody who has already got a soul purpose business and you're looking to jump it from 100,000 to 1 million, or if you're somebody who is looking to go 1 million plus, then you are absolutely in the right place. Okay, and I can really support all of you, and I will be with the content that I'm going to be sharing today. So on that note, I would love you to drop me a note in the chat now. Let me know which one of these 3 categories most fits you. So the first category, and if you're in this, I want you to drop me a number 1 in the chat, is that you are in a 9-to-5 job, okay? You are working for somebody else still, and you know that it's not your sole purpose. If that is you, then drop me a number 1 in the chat. Thank you. Someone's coming through. So I'm just going to scan you guys here and see what groups, what categories we've got. If you are in the second category, which is you have already got, you're an owner of your soul purpose business, you know that, right? But it's not, let's say you're earning less than $50,000 in a year, then drop me a number 2 in the chat. Okay, so you've started your own soul purpose business, but is in revenue terms, it's less than 50K a year, drop me a number 2. If you are in the third category, which is you're the owner of your soul purpose business, thank you, lots of 2s coming through. You're the owner of your soul purpose business, and you're earning over $50,000 a year through your soul purpose business, then drop me a number 3 in the chat. Okay, I just want to survey and see, and then it will help me to know where to pitch this to you today, what you're most in need of. Okay, so a few 3s coming in here, but a lot of 2s. When I look at you guys, there's a lot of 2s in here. So you guys have already exited the matrix. You know what your gifts are by now, or at least you know what some of them are. You've stepped forwards. Congratulations for that, by the way. I do understand and have had the experience myself. It can be an epic transition, but you haven't yet quite unlocked that higher abundance, certainly not your millionaire codes, okay, that you know that you can in order to be of service to everybody else. Okay, so that really helps me. So quick little introduction into my story here. So basically my story is that I was in corporate for a long time. I was in corporate for 16 years. In fact, I was a high-flying business manager in corporate, sort of flying the world, bit of an international lifestyle, which is interesting because I used to hate flying. You know, sort of living the London luxury lifestyle. In fact, I had a luxury flat in London. In fact, at one point, I had a new Porsche every 6 months, right, as a company car, in fact. And it was sort of 5-star hotels and all of that stuff. But inside of me, there was a deep, deep soul sickness happening, because despite what was going on on the material plane, inside, I knew that I was deeply, deeply unfulfilled, okay, with the work that I was doing, and that this wasn't what I was supposed to be doing forever. But I was kind of stuck in that trap that many of us get into. By that time, I had, material assets built up. I had a nice roof over my head and all of those things. And I didn't know how to exit that world and transition into something that was going to be fulfilling for me at a deep soul level, without sending, without being in massive, massive scarcity and poverty. So what happened to me is that I went through this very, very profound awakening experience when I was 36. I'd been on my spiritual path by then, actually, for quite a while, but this was, you could call it a multi-dimensional awakening. Okay, there was visitations that happened. There was messages that were received. There was big clairvoyance. My clairvoyance came online, and I started to see visions of myself in a future sense, okay, playing out my mission in a way that was absolutely staggering and astounding to me at the time. So I actually took the leap of faith that I needed. It gave me the kick that I needed, and I left corporate. And I really did descend into poverty for the next few years. So I didn't have many savings when I left corporate. I spent the savings that I did have traveling around Central America, visiting all of the Mayan sites. And then when I came back to the UK, I just had a couple of grand left. That was it. That was it for my savings. And I actually chose to buy a caravan, which is a trailer, if you're in the States. And I lived in that trailer for the next 2.5 years, just outside of Glastonbury here in the UK, which is an energy hotspot, as I was really holding space, right, for my mission to come online. And I was trusting my guidance, and I was stepping forwards, and I was retraining, and spirit retraining me on various things, right, so that I could actually align with my higher calling. So that was a few years ago now. I think that was about 6 years ago now. And from a rock bottom financial state, and I mean rock bottom, I was in thousands and thousands of pounds worth of debt. In dollar terms, probably about $34,000 worth of debt, living in this caravan, nothing to sell at that point. I made some powerful decisions. Okay, and I signed up for a specific course. Actually, I took aligned action. I signed up for a specific course which helped to ignite my mission. And very quickly, 2 years later, my business actually made $1 million in revenue. Okay, in just 2 years from that position, $1 million in revenue. And we were at that point, we had served 40,000 people globally. Okay, so that is how quickly things can shift when your Millionaire Money Code comes online, and when your mission comes online, and you're really taking that aligned action. You're doing all of the manifestation or the visualization, but then you're taking aligned action as well. Okay, so I really feel that as a 13-4 in my soul blueprint, hopefully you have downloaded your soul blueprint. I'm a 13-4 in soul destiny. I've really lived the life of the 4, and I've had these ups and downs of abundance, which I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. So I'm really excited to get into this training with you. So a quick stop tour of what I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm definitely going to be talking to you about the Millionaire Money Code, DALETH, okay, creation code number 4. I'm going to be sharing with you what the 5 keys are so that you can activate your Millionaire Money Codes. I'm also going to be talking to you about what the divine gift and business superpowers are of the Millionaire Money Code, DALETH, creation code number 4. I'm going to be sharing with you what the archetypes are, which are associated with this code, so that you can understand them more and understand what their strengths are and what their superpowers are. And also, I'm going to be giving you a next step on how you can utilize the wisdom that I'm going to be sharing with you in your magical mission. I'm going to be doing that a bit towards the end. And it's a very abundant, super affordable next step, okay, which is going to really take everything that I'm sharing with you tonight and shift you very, very quickly. Okay, so first, before I go into the content, so I have got a few slides prepared for you. They're more kind of just pictures rather than slides, but I think it will help just to integrate the information that I'm sharing a little bit more. But first of all, before I share the content with you, I just want to open the field, okay, just want to open the field and call in your highest guidance to be with us today. Calling in the highest guidance to be with us, calling in your higher selves. And in fact, I've already been doing some energetic work before tonight's masterclass. I always do this and tune into the container before opening up, and I've already set up the space energetically. But I would like you, with your divine intention now, to set your intention to open up to receive the next level of abundance for you. Okay, to receive the next level of abundance for you. So setting your divine intention. So I'm going to be sharing with you quite a bit of content and information. It's going to be practical as well. There is going to be energetic activations and shifts that you start to experience as you receive this content. And then I'm going to help you towards the end to know how to integrate it and how to make it practical and tangible and how to start seeing results in your reality as well. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to know is that the key, okay, the absolute key for you to make millions yourself while impacting millions, the absolute key to this is to activate all of the codes that you have in your soul blueprints. Okay, so hopefully, as I say, you have downloaded your free soul profile. Hopefully you've looked that up in my ebook. Don't worry if you haven't yet. There is still obviously time for you to do that after tonight's masterclass. But your soul profile, it is your ascension map. Okay, it absolutely is your ascension map. And all of those codes that you see there, and I want you to specifically look at your birth name. Okay, whatever your name was that was written on your birth certificate, I want you to look that up in the soul profile. I want you to look that up in the ebook, download your soul profile, and all of those numbers, they're all codes. Okay, and I call them creation codes. Okay, so how you are really going to be of divine service while creating millions and impacting millions is by activating your soul blueprint. And what I mean by that is accessing all of the positive qualities, right? The superpowers, and there's only more and more and more of them. Okay, so you know we only ever get to expand into more and more abundance. Like all of those codes in your soul blueprint, you expressing your divinity through them, okay, in the way that you have been designed to, that is how you're going to unlock your higher abundance. But tonight I'm going to be talking to you about one of them specifically, which is the Millionaire Code, the Abundance Code, Creation Code number 4. So whether or not you have Creation Code number 4 in your birth name, soul blueprint, what I'm going to say to you is don't worry, because every single one of you here all of you has access to this code, whether or not it is in your birth name. Why? Because all 22 of these codes are encoded already into your DNA. They are literally what creates physical and material reality. Okay, so depending on what you have in your birth name means that what you have more and greater access to, and maybe what is the dominant forces in your soul blueprint. But all of us have access to this millionaire code, okay, Daleth. I'm going to be obviously talking more about what that is. So a little bit of background, first of all, for those of you who are new to the system in terms of how it works, where it comes from. So this is ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom, okay, it comes from a text, very ancient text called the Zephyr Yetzirah, okay, it underpins the Zephyr Yetzirah, underpins the whole of Jewish mysticism, okay, some of you may have heard about it through the Kabbalah and like other traditions, but it's a form of gematria, Okay, it's a form, there's a way of decoding your name into Hebrew phonetic sounds, okay, and it works on the basis that sound is creating your reality. Sound is creating your reality through these Hebrew creation codes. It's a Hebrew system, okay? So I have come to understand myself to be a teacher of this system. I'm a channel for this system, and I'm absolutely obsessed with the system and have been ever since it crossed my path back in the caravan days. And it really will reveal a lot to you about what the secrets are of creation and what to focus on and what to attune to in order to unlock the gifts of creation as well. Because as I'm sure you realize, the universe is only ever wanting to give to you, right? The universe is only ever wanting to delight all of us. You know, the universe is only ever kind. And I know you might be watching this thinking, well, you know, Ariella, what about all this crazy stuff that's gone in my life? And what about what's going on in the world and all of that stuff? You know, but it is the case, okay, when we set our intention, when we do the inner work, okay, when we go through our evolutionary process, because unless we have the challenges, it's more difficult, you know, to evolve if we were just all in the bliss state that we were before we came here. So every single challenge represents an opportunity, and the universe, through the challenges, is trying to help us to evolve, to access more and more and more of the gifts. Okay, so I want to speak into more about this in the presentation, but the universe is wanting to give to us all through all of the creation codes, but particularly abundance through creation code number 4. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through some of these slides. So just drop me a yes in the comments if this is resonating with you so far. If you are excited to learn more, yes, lots of yeses. Okay, great. So let me share my screen with you now, and I'll just take you on this journey of creation code number 4. One of my absolute favorite creation codes. Okay, here we go. So divine abundance indeed. So first of all, I'm going to be introducing you to the 5 traits, okay, the 5 key qualities, if you like, that this code holds, okay, different attributes. So the first one here, so Daleth, creation code number 4, is the energy of money and abundance in all forms. Okay, we've spoken about this. This is the first key attribute of Daleth. It's divine abundance, it's money, it's financial abundance, and abundance in all forms, because abundance clearly isn't just about money. You know, it's about many other things as well. It's about the love that we have in our life. It's about the time that we have. It's about freedom, it's about friendship, you know, all of these things. You know, it's about a beautiful sunny day outside, and actually we have one here. I'm looking out of my window here in the UK, and it is lovely and sunny today. So when you activate this code, when you access the positive aspects of it, you know, and as I say, they can only get deeper and deeper. The saying, abundance is your birthright, is true. I mean, it really, really is. You know, so there is only unlimited abundance. You know, there is only an unlimited abundance in the universe. There's no such thing as scarcity. Right? There's only unlimited possibilities and abundance. And I know you guys know this, but this is really why creation code number 4, Daleth, why it's called the millionaire or billionaire or gazillionaire or trillionaire or whatever that, like, you know, infinity and air, if there was one, right? I mean, it's just unlimited. It really, really is. So I've often seen in people's soul blueprints, I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of readings over the years, and I've often seen in fact, I would say, of the highly successful people, I see creation code number 4 very, very strongly activated, you know, in their profile. And if it's not in their birth name, I will find it somewhere else in their soul blueprint. It's always there. So we know that it's the energy of money and abundance, but it might surprise you to learn what else it's the same code for, okay? Because these codes, they have multiple layers, they're multidimensional, and they have different aspects, but they are consciousness streams, if you like. So the second attribute that I want to introduce you to, so creation code number 4 is also the energy of divine love. Divine love. So isn't it cool, right? That love and money actually come from the same code. They actually come from the same consciousness stream. Money and love. So money truly is love. Money truly, truly, truly is love. It's the lower vibrations of humanity that have reduced that have lowered the frequency, that have given it a more dense, you know, interpretation for many, many people. But actually the truth is that creation code number 4, the same energy for money and abundance, is the same energy for divine love. So from this place, doesn't it put a new perspective on becoming a millionaire? Right? The millionaires, and certainly the new paradigm millionaires, are the ones that have the most love to share in the world, right? The most love to give in the world. You know, so you get to have money and love, right? It doesn't have to be separate, and it's not separate. It comes from the same code. It comes from the same consciousness stream. So, you know, being abundant, you know, is very much about having money and also having more love in our lives as well, and giving more love as well. And we're talking here about unconditional love. It's divine love, right? Unconditional love. And if you have a 4 in your profile, if it's an activated 4, you will know in yourself, or maybe you can see it in others, okay, who have the code 4 in them, that they are very kind, loving, and often the 4s, when you have it in a talent position, they are the most unconditionally loving and accepting people out there. They really, really are. The power of love, the power of being accepted. It's so healing, so nurturing. So let's have a look at the third quality here. Third quality of Daleth is fertility. Fertility comes from the same creation code, comes from the same consciousness stream. And when you think about it, of course, abundance and fertility have always been very closely related. So when you think about the, for those of you who know tarot, think about the Empress card in the tarot deck. You know, very much about fertility. She's sat there and she looks like she's pregnant, right? She's got that beautiful robe on, and there's all of this nature around her, all of this abundance around her, you know, and like in this picture that you see on the screen here, you know, she's pregnant, you know, she's pregnant. So abundance and fertility, you know, it could be pregnant with ideas, doesn't always have to be an actual physical baby, right? Pregnant with ideas. And Daleth, people who have creation code number 4, they will be getting a lot of ideas, okay? A lot of ideas. And if you're like that, okay, and you have creation code number 4 in your soul blueprint, you're getting a lot of ideas. Do you know what? It's those ideas that are going to make you the money. Okay, you're getting those ideas, those downloads for a reason, you know, and they will make you into a millionaire. Okay, once you implement them, once you execute and manifest them in the physical plane. So back to fertility, often I've noticed many people who have 4s in their profile, often they can have many children, multiple children. You might be one of those. You know, if you've got creation code number 4 in your profile, maybe you are somebody who's had like 3, 4, 5 children. It's not uncommon, because there is this duplicating quality to creation code number 4. You know, it duplicates and it multiplies. Okay, and children is one of the areas that manifests. So the same for ideas. Actually, the ideas duplicate and multiply as well. So fertility is the third quality. The fourth quality here, so Daleth, creation code number 4, is also the energy of nature and cycles. So we know in nature always goes in cycles. So it's so tied to nature, this creation code. It's actually, Daleth creation code number 4 is ruled by the sun. Okay, that is the planetary influence that it has. It's ruled by the sun. Again, if you have a 4 in your profile, you're probably a lover of sun, right? You probably love, like, get a real boost, get energized from being in the sun. Also, the 4s can be super shiny, right? Like literally you can see their souls radiating through them. They can be very, very shiny, attractive people. Okay, so again, it's about the sun. It's about the sun. It's about the soul shining through the person. What I've actually noticed for a lot of 4s is that for those of you, we're getting a little bit multidimensional here, but for those of you who have this in their belief system, I've seen many 4s who have this in their soul blueprints. They're very much linked to the nature kingdom themselves. Okay, so there will have been experiences that they have had themselves in the nature kingdom. It will be a part of their energy makeup, perhaps a part of their lineage. So some people, some souls literally have come from the nature kingdom. They're like nature sprites, okay, and they have an aspect of this in their blueprint. So when you have this in your blueprint, you could be here on an assignment to actually help Mother Nature, okay, to actually help Mother Earth in some way, particularly if you have a 13-4, I've noticed, and particularly if you would have that in a physical goal position. Okay, a lot of 13-4s end up working as environmentalists. They'll end up even working as gardeners, some farmers, you know, they're working with the land, right, really supporting Mother Nature. But as I say, it's very much connected, creation code number 4, very, very much connected to cycles, very much connected to cycles, to patterns, to flow, right? Because we know that money, bringing it back to money, money is very much attached to flow, of course. So it's like the flow of nature, the flow of money. Money needs to flow. We know that it's just an energy that needs to flow. There could be a flow of ideas with this creation code very easily, a flow of opportunity, being in the sweet flow of synchronicity. Okay, so this is the sweet spot of this creation code as well. So many 4s, like myself, when we have this in our soul blueprints, we will love working with cycles, we'll love working with patterns. Often we end up being forecasters, diviners, predicting the future. It's also linked to claircognizance, okay, claircognizance, being able to predict what is on the horizon. Okay, so forecasting, things like that. So very much about decoding and understanding the patterns of creation. Okay, this is another key aspect of it. Something which is quite humorous and used to really make me giggle when I first came across this and studied the system. It's actually linked to, creation code number 4 is linked to psychic sense of smell. Psychic sense of smell, I didn't know that that existed when I first started out on this path. Psychic sense of smell. Ethan, who is in the chat with you, my twin flame, he definitely has this psychic sense of smell. He picks up, his sense is very much part of his intuition, and some of you might be the same. What it is from a protracted sense, it's about being able to understand, predict what is coming on the horizon. Okay, it's the smell. It's like you can smell what's coming. Okay, so the 4s definitely love being out in nature. They love being out in the sun. You will find it very, very resetting to be out in nature, particularly if you have a 4 in your soul profile. Okay, you will reset yourself by being out in nature. So, you we've seen the first 4 qualities. I'm going to introduce you to another one in a moment, but let's have a look at how that comes together. So we've got abundance, we've got nature, we've got money, we've got love. Okay, so doesn't this start, if this, guys, is starting to reframe for you, because I understand that there can be some blocks around people really stepping into their millionaire code, but if some of this is helping to reframe it, just drop me a yes in the comments when you're understanding that it's part of, this creation code is part of all of these other amazing attributes as well. Love, nature. Doesn't it start to reframe your understanding of being and wanting to step in and claim your birthright of being a millionaire? Lots of yeses coming through. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at the 5th and final key quality. There are others as well, but these are the key qualities I wanted to pull forward for you today. So Daleth, creation code number 4 is also the energy of generosity and kindness. And as you can see here, this beautiful picture on the screen here of Mother Teresa. So Mother Teresa was somebody, when I was tuning in, I thought, well, who is one of the embodiments, right, of generosity and kindness? I think we can all agree that, Mother Teresa's incredible mission, very much, and just her way of being very, very much depicts this. So it is the code of giving. It really is the code of giving. Yes, it's about giving money and resources. That is an aspect of it. But it's also about giving of your time, right? Giving of your energy, giving of your essence, your wisdom, yourself, essentially, to others. Philanthropy is so much more than just the giving of money. Of course, it's your time, it's your energy, it's your essence, giving of your essence to others. So I think a great, and I'm going to give you a few kind of prompts during this live stream to help you to integrate and go deeper in this. I think a great question for you guys to journal on would be to ask yourself, do you give more than you receive? Okay, do you give more than you receive? Because this is really one of the ways of activating. We're going to get into how you actually activate this code in a moment. But being a giver, right, showing up as a generous giver. And I know that we've got many, I've seen, some of you already in the community, and I know that you're beautiful, generous souls, and I'm sure that many more of you as well. But journaling on that, are you a giver? Are you giving more than you receive? Not only in the good times, right? Also in the dark times as well. And that was something very, very key on my path of unlocking the Millionaire Money Code when I was in the caravan. And I had very, very little. In fact, I'd given away all of my stuff, right? At that point, I had very, very little. And part of my way of activating this code was to still look for ways to give, even when I didn't have much to give at all. So I didn't have money to give. So then I was giving my time, I was giving my energy, I was still showing up as a giver and giving whatever I could. And it really helped to unlock this. So, I mean, I found it interesting. A couple of things here. Firstly, what I find interesting, what actually underpins when I tuned in and saw what underpins being generous. What underpins being generous, and it's also very much part of this code, is being grateful. Okay, the two are very, very linked. And I would say that attitude of gratitude is actually at the foundation of this. Being grateful makes you a bigger giver, right? And again, it's not just in the good times, it's in the dark times. So to go within, to go within and journal and really inquire, and just get grounded and get conscious with whatever is going on in your life at the moment, because there's one thing that is absolutely for sure, you are all the powerful creators of your reality right here, right now. So when you look around you right now, okay, and you into your circumstances, whatever circumstances that you are currently in, you have created this. You have created this, and that is great news, because you also have the power, to shift and to create new things as well as the powerful creator of your reality. So being grateful, very important. What I also found interesting is that in the Kabbalah, in the Tree of Life, Daleth, creation code number 4, Daleth, is actually linked to one of the lower Zephyrots, okay, one of the lower Zephyrots. And what it indicates, and I loved this, love this when I understood this, what it actually indicates as one of the lower Zephyrot is that it's actually receiving from all of the higher Zephyrots, okay, and this creates poverty. So to put it into a more of a grounded context, if we always have our hands out, right? If we always have our hands out, we will actually freeze ourselves into what is actually the shadow of this creation code, which is a poverty state. You know, if we're always receiving, always relying on others to give to us, you know, because we can't support ourselves, and whether that is money, whether that is you know, needing people to work things out for us, to tell us what to do if we're not able to find that within ourselves, okay? I mean, obviously people are always there to inspire us, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with receiving in that way. But if we are just receiving, if we are over receiving, we will actually freeze ourselves more into a poverty condition. The energy has to flow. So we have to be amazing givers and also amazing receivers. I mean, it's true on the other side as well. You know, it has to flow. Money has to flow. So giving and receiving, giving and receiving. Okay, so what I want to talk about next is the polarity theme that is assigned to this creation code. So some of them, 7 in fact, of the 22 creation codes are assigned polarity themes, okay? And we understand that we're all living in a polarity, duality consciousness. So there's a few different ways to say this, as you can see written on the slide here, but creation code number 4 has the polarity theme of fertility, infertility, and that can relate literally to children, or it can relate to abundance, right? Just sometimes having a lot of abundance, sometimes not. Okay, barren to fruitfulness is another way of saying it, seed to desolation, or rags to riches. Okay, so we can see that it's the millionaire money code, but it's also the bankruptcy code, right? I mean, it has that duality, it has that polarity with it. So very often when you have this creation code in your soul blueprint, you will be experiencing ups and downs in abundance, ups and downs. Sometimes you might have a lot, other times very, very little. The trick is, and this was absolutely critical to me ascending out of the desolate state, okay, the very barren state that I was in when I was in the caravan, is not believing the illusion, right? Not allowing yourself to go into desolate states of mind, okay? I mean, obviously it's normal that there is going to be some fears, there is going to be some doubts and all of those thoughts, but to keep on attuning, keep on hooking into higher mindsets, not buying into the illusion, because it's cyclical, right? So it has to come. Sometimes it's winter, sometimes it's summer, right? It has to come back round, and it always will when you've got creation code number 4 in your soul blueprint. There are some people, as I'm saying this, there are some people, when you have this in a challenge position, who may have frozen themselves for an extended amount of time into a lack, into a scarcity, into a survival state, never having enough money. Okay, there are also those people as well. But guess what? When that shifts, guess what? They freeze themselves into years and years and years of incredible abundance, right? It's all cyclical. It all comes back round. So, you know, I think something very interesting and powerful to look at, and again, this could be, and I invite you to go deep, and I invite you to actually, like, after this training, do some journaling around some of these questions that I'm asking you, because it will really help you to unlock your abundance. As we've discussed, this energy needs to flow, and it can be very, very normal, whether you have creation code number 4 in your blueprint or not. It can be very normal for there to be ups and downs in abundance, right? And for me, you've heard my story. I went into a lot of debt when I was actually transitioning out of my old career into what my higher purpose was. Now, that debt was not reckless debt. I wasn't just spending things I was investing it all on my training, on my inner development work, in my outer development work as well, you know, to go with the courses, the mentors, you know, investing in the things that were going to liberate me and help me to get to that next level. So debt can be a normal part of Creation Code number 4's journey. It really can. So something powerful to journal about, to contemplate, is, do you fear going into debt each month? You know, are you somebody who is, and I'm not saying get into reckless debt, that is not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is, sometimes when you're doing that transition, okay, as long as you're investing, as long as you're taking aligned action, and as long as you're executing whatever it is that you are learning about, the courses and the teachings and all of those things, it will shift. It absolutely will shift. Will it take you to the edges? It took me to the edges, took me beyond the edges. Never thought I'd be in that much debt. Never thought I'd end up in a caravan for 2.5 years, right? It's going to stretch you. It will stretch you, but like, are you prepared, in other words, to be more in trust? And trust is something that we're going to be speaking about, with aligning with your higher purpose, more than you are in fear about going into debt, because there are some people who are very, very frightened of it. And that, in that way, and I'm really not advocating going into lots of debt here, but I also know from working with thousands of people and studying thousands of people's soul blueprints, there are some people that won't even go into like $1 worth of debt because they've got like a terror about being in debt, right? And they won't have a credit card. But then what they're actually doing is they're relying on the state, or they're relying on their parents, or they're relying on somebody else in order to be their benefactor, as opposed to unlocking it themselves, right? So there's definitely something to look at here. Also, because you are the powerful creator of your reality, when you look around you right here, right now, do you have extra money left over each month for pleasure, for fun, right? For investing in things like education, courses, you know, things that are going to help you to evolve, because you need that, right? You need that. Otherwise, it's called survival. It really, really is. You know, so just dropping into what is that situation for you at the moment. I'm sure that there isn't anybody here that is, but, you know, again, looking at how you're spending your money, right? How you're spending your money is very, very interesting to look at. You know, first of all, whatever you are committed to in your life is what you're spending your money on. It really is, right? So you could literally look at somebody's bank statement and you could look at all the things in there, and that's what they are committed. That's what they're investing in. That's what they're committed to. You know, so like, looking at how you're spending your money, you know, are you spending it wisely, or is there some reckless spending, right? Is there some irresponsibility, just reckless spending going on as well? Also looking at things like generosity. You know, are you a giver? Are you giving even in those dark times like we've spoken about? You know, or sometimes are you a bit lacking in generosity? And I think this is, you know, and I challenge myself here as well, because I consider myself to be a very generous person. It's always been a character trait which has been reflected to me as well by you know, many other people in my life. But there are subtle ways that we can be lacking in generosity. You know, even just consuming content, right? There's so many content creators, there's so much content which is available to us these days. You know, how often are we, when we're watching those YouTube videos, how often are we liking them? How often are we commenting? How often are we showing our appreciation, right, for things? How often, I really do make a point now when I go away, you know, when I go away and I'll rent a cottage, or I'll stay away, and there's a visitor's book, I'll take the time now to write. If I've had a good experience, you know, I will write in that visitor's book. I will go on to TripAdvisor and I will leave a review, you know, really valuing other people's creations as well. You know, all of these are just subtle ways that we can actually call in more abundance to us. It's not why we do it, but that's how it works. That's one of the universal laws. So, you know, looking into this, going into deep inquiry, journaling, I think, is a great tool, you know, to do this. You know, it really is. Even just challenging yourself. When was the last time that you bought somebody a gift, right? When was the last time that you bought somebody a gift, a present? Yes, on birthdays, yes, on Christmases, but outside of that, when was the last time we've exchanged some love, right? A gift with somebody else and just sent them, a note or just something to let them know that we love them. And it's not just at Christmases, it's not just at birthdays. All of these things will start unlocking this code inside of you. So we've spoken about the ups and downs of abundance there. We've spoken about conscious debt, right? Conscious debt, and sometimes how that is a path for creation code number 4 to get fully released in the world. So as you can see here on the screen, I've written down just a few of the personality traits that creation code number 4 has. So these are like ways of being, these are qualities when people have creation code number 4 activated as a talent in their profile. They, as it says here, they will be generous, right? They will be benefactors. They will be very giving people. They will be helping people, yes, financially, but also by sharing their light, sharing their essence with others. Being a high performer, okay, being a high performer, having high energy. So, being driven, being successful, 2 words actually that can often get a bad rap in the spiritual community. I had that experience as well when I left corporate and I went through this activation, this galactic multidimensional activation. I rejected business, I rejected being successful, being driven. And for me, I entered into the consciousness field of the spiritual arena. And like so many other people I see there, we start to dim our lights around being driven and successful, even though we might have been very ambitious people before, because we start to think of it or worry that we're being judged, or we're judging ourselves harshly, that it's low frequency, right? Which is very interesting, because actually, in other communities, like the entrepreneurial community, for example, being driven and being successful are 2 traits which are held in very, very high regard. And it's actually part of this creation code, right? Creation code number 4, Daleth, is very driven, right? They're very driven people. It's meant to be driven, right? You're divinely driven, and they're highly, highly successful. Okay, so these are aspects of them. And I can promise you, when it comes to your mission, when it comes to you unlocking this millionaire code, when it comes to you making millions and impacting millions, you need to be driven, right? You need to be divinely driven, and you need to be ambitious, and you need to really go after your mission. Go after delivering your mission and work through, right, the blocks, the resistance, the inner work, the inner stuff, right, which is stopping you from creating the most impact and being the most abundant that you possibly can be. So being driven, being successful, being highly loving. We've spoken about this, very much an aspect of this code, very much in gratitude, always in gratitude. Having high trust, right? Creation code number 4, they're very, very trusting. And this is trusting in the universe. This is trusting in your soul. I had to have high levels of trust when I was transitioning and I was in the caravan, because at some points it was looking extremely, extremely bleak, and I couldn't see then what was on the other side of it. And you're not supposed to, right? Because that's the rite of passage. Those are the initiations. But having that trust that when you are stepping forwards, when you're aligning with your higher purpose, or when you're going to the next level of implementing your higher purpose, that your soul is with you every single step of the way. The universe only ever wants to give to you. Okay, so this is very much part of this code, and therefore feeling secure inside. And the last point there, the 4s are very radiant. They're here to shine their light. They're here to be seen, to shine their lights. So that's how we're going to make the impact and the money that we want to make. And we, if we're not shining our lights, if we're not being these traits, it's going to be very, very difficult, probably impossible otherwise. You know, so we are talking about divine drive. We're talking about relentless drive, right? Because that is divine drive, but not from a place of pushing and like working hard and all of those old mindsets. It's from a point of passion. There's more of a lightness. There's more of a flow. Okay, surrendering also to that flow of our soul, but going in that direction. You know, and being determined, being very, very connected to our higher purpose. So some high performance habits then, some high performance habits and things that I really want to share with you. There's 4 things here to really get clear about, to start unlocking this code. The first is, as a high performer, inner work is absolutely like top of the tree, right? It comes number 1, right? If you stop doing your inner work, you will freeze your capacity to expand in your mission and to evolve whilst you are here as a being of light, okay, here in this human vessel. So like when it comes to money, when it comes to creating abundance, when it comes to, you know, building these empires of light that many of us have come here to build, I'm going to tell you here and now, it's 80% inner work, 20% physical, right? The inner work is king, always. Yeah, so sometimes our habits, our routines can slip. You know, mine too, okay, mine too. But it's about bringing yourself, it's about being conscious about that, course correcting, you know, and really bringing yourself back into a place where inner work comes first. Yeah, so it's what you're looking at inside you, which is why I'm asking you and requesting that you do some journaling, okay, after this masterclass. You know, start looking at what's come up for you, what have been the aha moments, what have been your biggest takeaways. You know, have a look at some of the questions that I've been sharing with you. So inner work is king. The second thing that I want to share with you is mindset, okay, mindset work. You know, so in order to be a millionaire, because it is about being, you need to have the mindset of a millionaire, not in the future, but now, right? It's like you've got to call in the one of you who has already figured this out, because we're living in a quantum universe. Everything is multidimensional. You have to call the one of you in who has already understood this, who's already embodied, you know, who's already accessed and unlocked their millionaire code. Okay, and start thinking about, okay, well, I know that there's one aspect of me who's already got this. So what is he or she thinking about, right? What is their mindset? How do they wake up in the morning, right? What is their morning routine looking like? You know, if I was a millionaire now, what would I think about? How would I be spending my time, my money? What would I be focused on? What way would I be showing up? What clothes would I be wearing? Right, all of these things, it's about being that millionaire now, and it's about cultivating the mindset. You know, for those of you who have got businesses, right, particularly for the twos who are less than 50K a year, you know, start thinking from this place, well, to expand my reach, to expand my, you know, what do I need to invest in? What strategies do I need to deploy? Okay, what do I need to change in my morning routine? Maybe some of you need to hire people to support you, right? Maybe you need to hire that VA, somebody to support you, and it feels like a stretch, and I've been there as well, and it feels like a stretch, and you think, well, can I afford this? But guess what? You get some support, you free up your time, you're in your flow, you can do what you do best, and the money starts coming in. It's all of these things. So start looking at mindsets. The third thing is to show up fully, right? So a high performance habit is showing up fully to whatever you have, whatever action that you've taken, whatever you've committed to, showing up fully. Yeah, so you want to be that millionaire already. So millionaires show up fully, they complete things, they're focused, all right, they prioritize, they problem solve, you know, they course correct, all of these things, and they allow themselves to be seen. The fourth thing is taking action, but not just any action, not scattering your energies. None of us want that, particularly as empaths, but it's taking aligned action. right? So when you think about where it is that you're wanting to go, what do you need to do in order to get there? What action steps do you need to take in order to get there? Right? Is there a course for you to invest in? Is there a mentor for you to get? Is there, do you need to do some study, right? Do you need to, like, there's so many ways. Do you need to get up in the morning, have a morning routine, go out for a walk, do some journaling? Like, what action steps can you start taking now? Right? And it's just even subtle things, subtle things around the way that you're showing up in the world, the clothes that you're wearing, how you decide to present yourself on certain days. All of these things really, really do add up and count. So I hope this is making sense to you guys. Drop me another yes if this is supportive to you. I'm just going to share with you next about the archetypes. So lots of yeses coming through. Awesome. All right, so we've got some more to share here. So let's have a look at the summary of this creation code, and then we're going to talk about the archetypes as well. So the divine gift of creation code number 4, it's generosity. Okay, so leading with generosity is the divine gift. When you are a giver, when you're leading with generosity, it will come back to you. It will come back to you one way or another. It's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because you love giving. You have a genuine love for giving. Okay, but being super generous is the divine gift. The divine shadow of creation code number 4 is therefore selfishness. Yeah, selfishness, not giving of your time, your energy, your resources, keeping it all to yourself, like being self-absorbed, selfish is the shadow. The business gift of creation code number 4 is that they are incredible at duplicating and sharing many, many ideas. Okay, so they get the download, and they will share it with other people, and those ideas will duplicate into others. They can also, a lot of 4s, including myself, have photographic brains, right? So they can read things, they can absorb the information very easily, then they can share it out almost the way that they received it. They've got photographic minds. So the highest calling, the archetype that goes with there, the highest calling of creation code number 4 is that they are the rainmakers. I love this phrase. So the rainmakers, wherever they show up, right, with the tribes. So the tribes are calling the rainmaker to help to make the crops grow because they were wanting abundance. And at that point that it was barren. All right. So like the rainmaker had these magical skills that wherever he went, it would start to rain, and he would perform a dance or a ritual, and then it would start to rain. So literally the abundance can rain on you. Like when you have this code, or when you've accessed this code in your blueprint. So some of the archetypes are shining star, being a high flyer. Okay, they're the high flyers, they're the high performers, and rainmaker. And some of the examples that I've got here, Oprah Winfrey, no surprise that she has 4s in her soul blueprint. King Midas, everything he touched turned to gold. And then Leonardo DiCaprio, just like a grounded one, right? For those of you who've watched Wolf of Wall Street, he definitely had a lot of the 4s going on, the positive and the negative aspects of the 4. But when we look at the shadow of creation code number 4, like if the gift is generosity, if this really is the code of abundance of being a multi-millionaire, the opposite of course is lack, right? The opposite of course is lack. And again, when I have really tuned into lack and I've asked the question of the universe, what is underpinning lack? The answer that I got when I tuned into my guidance was not trusting. Right. So if you think about that, whenever we're in a lack mindset, and hey, it happens to all of us at different times. Again, it's just, spotting those limiting beliefs, those mindsets and shifting them. But when we are in that place of lack, it's because there is a part of us that is not trusting. We're not trusting, we're not going with the flow, we're trying to take over, we're trying to control, right? And that's because there is a distrust somewhere. So this can freeze us in lack. So we can find ourselves lacking, we can be lacking in love, we can be making choices out of fear, of course, and out of lack. The shadow also is the doing. You know, the feeling as if we can only make money through working hard, right? The old paradigm belief that we have to work hard, and it's very, very indoctrinated into our society, into our coding. It was for me as well growing up. I definitely grew up in a family where it was like, you know, you work hard, you know, you apply yourself and you'll get reward, you know. And it's taken me also a long time to you know, shift out of these patterns and get really conscious of them, you know, and shift into a new blueprint with this. You know, it's a different energy, and it's a much more abundant energy. Doesn't mean that we're not going to need to take massive aligned action, doesn't mean that we're not going to need to show up, doesn't mean that we're not going to go through intense times, you know. But there's a different way of being when it comes to like creating abundance in a new paradigm way. Yeah, so, you know, it's very much more about alignment, about synchronicity, of course, you know, of really taking aligned action. So I'm going to talk to you now about 5 ways that you can activate this creation code today. And then I'm going to give you a little exercise at the end that's going to help you to integrate and apply this. So the first way is to start appreciating money, right? Really start appreciating money. It sounds obvious and it sounds simple, but start looking at your language. Start looking at your language and at your thoughts about money. So I used to be somebody who used to take great pride in saying that I wasn't materialistic, that money didn't mean anything to me. Guess why I ended up in a caravan for 2.5 years, right? I really had to learn to fall back in love with money and see all of the gifts that it was bringing. Right. So, you know, if you don't appreciate money, then money can't appreciate. You know, it's a very, very simple relationship from that point of view. So look at your choice of language, choose to use affirming language, affirming power language, and to really call in your abundance. So things like an affirmation that you could be saying, and you could be writing this down like every morning, it would really, really help you to call it in, is I love and appreciate money. I love and appreciate money in all areas of my life. I love and appreciate money for all of the gifts that it brings in my life, right? And start to, you know, as soon as you see any abundance, any money coming towards you, something else which is very powerful to say, as soon as you spot it, it's like, thank you, universe, please send me some more. Thank you, universe, please send me some more. So we have to appreciate the physical realm, right? We have to appreciate money. We have to appreciate the physical realm, you know, the gifts that money can bring, not only in our lives, but it can also help us to be bigger givers then, so that we all start rising up together. So please, as spiritual people, I've seen it happen so many times, and it's happened to me as well. Please don't fall into that spiritual trap that money is bad, money is low frequency, and we should be embarrassed about wanting to have money, you know, wanting to be millionaires, wanting to be successful, you know, and wanting to be the best versions of ourselves that we can really be while we're here. We're not supposed to be struggling. We're not supposed to be poor. There is only unlimited abundance. So the second way is by owning your value. Okay, so these are all like activation points for this code. The second way is to really own your value, you know, which comes from self-love actually, and it comes from having high self-esteem. So activated 4s and talents will have high self-esteem, you know, not arrogance, but they will know their value and they will own their value. So for those of you, particularly you guys who are in category 2, start raising your prices, right? I'd love you to go away from this masterclass with an action step of raising your prices from today. Yeah, and raise it so it feels stretchy, so that your prices feel stretchy for you. Okay, there's an amazing magic that starts to happen when you start to raise your prices, because you start to value your time more, and other people then start to value your time more as well. And then you start to receive more from the universe. When I was in the caravan and I was doing readings and I was practically giving them away for nothing, charging ridiculously low prices for hours and hours of my work, you know, because I thought that was being super spiritual, the universe didn't send me too many people at that point. I mean, I had, you know, a steady trickle of clients coming my way. But what happened was, when I made the decision to actually impact more and give more and be more, and I raised my prices so that I could hire things like, you know, VAs and tech VAs and support and coaches and all of these things, and I raised my prices, the universe started sending me tens and tens of thousands of people. Right, because I've got a structure in place so that I can serve and I can give from a bigger place. Right, so it's about honoring your time, your energy, you know, honoring your own value. Right, I could tell you lots of stories about booking first class flights. Okay, when I didn't have the money to book a first class flight. But when I did, and I did it because it was an act of self-love. I'm somebody who's had a lot of problems with flying and claustrophobia and all of these things. So I'm definitely somebody who appreciates having more space, right? So when I started doing these things and honoring my sensitivities and investing in myself and giving myself love and taking that stretch and stepping forwards and trusting, the universe was sending me client after client after client after client after client after client after client. The universe only wants to give to you. Number 3 is, and we've spoken about this, it's about being generous. You know, it's about looking to give more than you receive. You know, and as I say, the basis of being generous is gratitude. It's having a gratitude, a grateful heart, and it's about giving even in those dark times. So yeah, this is such a hack, guys. This is such a fast track. You know, it really is. And I know that you will know some of this, right? But having that conscious intent, and I would love to challenge you all today to think, in what ways can you give, like, to somebody else or to other people in your life today? In what ways can you show up for somebody? Can you be a friend to somebody? Even if it's like ringing your mom, right, that you haven't rang for a while, if it's ringing a friend, if it's listening to somebody, you know, being generous with your space, with your time, with your essence. Yeah, so this just duplicates. This duplicates, you know, as soon as you are generous, it's such an abundant energy, and the universe can't help but to return this to you. Number 4 is about trusting yourself and being driven. We've spoken about this. So, like, your soul, the universe absolutely 100% has your back 100% of the time. It's learning to trust that. It's learning to step forwards. You know, trusting how you are creating your reality, and trusting yourself as the powerful creator of your reality to make course corrections, to shift things. You know, to be able to have rapid change enter into your life. You know, it's absolutely possible. So you can course correct at any time. If you're anything like most of us, your creations at times are going to scare the hell out of you. Right? They're going to scare. It did me when I was transitioning out of corporate and I was in that caravan for 2.5 years. At times I really scared myself, and I said to Ethan many times, oh my God, I'm a long way away from home. I felt like Dorothy, right, in Wizard of Oz. I'm a long way away from home now, and I knew that I couldn't go back. I could only go forwards, but it was scary as hell at some times. But you know, I had no idea that just on the other side of that was a $1 million business, right, and like thousands and thousands of people globally that I was going to be serving, and the activation of my mission and the activation of my purpose, and therefore the activation of my bliss. Right, so trust yourself, go after your dreams, take the leaps of faith. You know, take the leaps of faith, but trust, trust, trust. And from a mindset perspective, make sure that you are hooking into higher mindsets that keep you moving forwards. Because I know that there's going to be, you know, some of you on this webinar tonight as well, who are in similar transition spaces, right? So know that I know you, I see you, I get where you're at, and keep on going, keep on going. And it's great that you've come to this webinar today, right? Because you're hearing from somebody who's done the journey, right? And all I can say is just keep on going, keep on believing, you know, stay in trust, right? And if when the doubt comes up, know it, see it, and keep on moving forwards anyway. Keep on moving forwards to what you know, what your guidance is telling you is your highest destiny. It's just around the corner. And then the fifth part of activating this code is definitely by duplicating, sharing, and teaching what you learn. It's absolutely part of being generous. The more that you share what you learn, the more that you teach, that you're generous with what you have come to understand in your own personal journey, right? Because every single one of you has got wisdom. Every single one of you has got unique life experiences, unique wisdom, unique takes on life that you could be sharing with others to support them. Right, so this is the duplicating quality of this energy. When we show up, we shine our lights, and we share what we know with others, it starts to duplicate abundance. You know, it really does. So look, to help to integrate this, to help to ground this, I'm going to invite you to take an action step today. Okay, take an action step today. Those are the 5 hacks, the 5 fast track ways, the things to focus on to really start activating this money code. Okay, so the first one is appreciating money. The second is owning your values, having high self-esteem, honoring your time, your energy. The third is about being generous. The fourth is trusting yourself and being driven. And the fifth is duplicating, sharing, and teaching what you learn. So I'm going to put you guys on a mini 3-day challenge, a mini 3-day stretch. And I want you to share with me in my Creation Code Collective Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group. I want you to share with me how you're getting on in there. Okay. And tag me in that group. So what I want you to do this, I want you to do all 5. Okay. So I want you to commit to an action. Okay, an action step for each one of these. Okay, so I've got some examples. In terms of appreciating money, an action step that you could take is that you could, from today, note down, okay, as soon as some money comes into you, or as soon as you see some money in your reality, you take like a pad and paper around with you and you write it down. Okay, so you understand whatever you focus on grows. Okay, so see it and then say, thank you, universe, please send me some more. Write it down. Like, thank you, this client who has sent me this money for my reading, my healing session, whatever it is. Or it might just be the abundance that surrounds you naturally. Okay, so I want you to start seeing it, write it down, and call it in some more. So that could be something that you do for appreciating money. In terms of owning your prices, your value, raise your prices. We've already spoken about that one. Make a commitment to raise your prices today. For the third one, being generous, maybe this is that you call your friend, right? You call your friend who you've been meaning to get in touch with for a while. You find out how they are. You know that they're in a bit of a tough spot, right? And you just become that generous listener on the phone to them, and you connect with somebody. That could be something for number 3. For number 4, it could be, do you even need to get really focused, to push yourself forwards, to be driven, right? Or do you need to like hit the pause button for a while? Okay, so trust yourself with this. Give yourself permission here. But if there's something that you have been putting off because of a limiting belief about yourself, I'm not worthy, or any of these things, there's something, an action that you've been meaning to take, but you've been putting it off, and as I'm talking about this, what this could be for you, then maybe that is something that you commit to for this step. For number 5, duplicating, teaching what you learn. What have you recently learned, or what knowledge do you have inside of you that you can share with somebody else over the next 3 days? So what I'm inviting you to do is to take an action step for each of these 5 steps. So 5 action steps. okay, over the next 3 days. And then I want you to tag me in the Creation Code Collective Facebook group and let me know how you've been getting on with this challenge. Let me know what has shifted for you, what has opened up for you. Okay, and I'm going to ask all of you who are on this live, I want you to share with me now, it doesn't have to be anything lengthy, in the chat. I know that you're taking 5 steps, you're going to be doing them all, but just share with me one of the commitments that you are going to make to yourself here and now, and by expressing it in this way, in this container, it's going to really speed up your manifestations as well. So just share with me what one step you are committed to taking. I know that you're going to be taking 5, but just share with me one. This is great. So Linda is going to call her mum today. Awesome, Linda. She's going to be super, super pleased to hear from you. Janelle is going to be posting glowing reviews of at least 3 restaurants that she loves and regularly visits. Yes, this is, it's subtle, right? But it really does work, giving back in that way. Super generous. Awesome, Janelle. Amanda's going to be appreciating money all the time. Okay, great. So Amanda, you're probably going to be like recognizing the money. Thank you, universe. Please send me some more. You're probably going to be writing it down. Diane's going to be calling her aunt. Beautiful, Diane. Francesca, or Francisca, actually, it looks like, is going to be submitting her manuscript for a fiction. Oh, okay. So that's amazing. So you've written a book and you're going to now be submitting it. You're going to be taking that aligned action. I love that. That's awesome. Martin's saying that he's going to be stepping out of his own shadow and starting to shine his light out in the world again. That is great, Martin. We all need to be shining our light. Suzanne is going to be calling a friend to meet up. She's going to be talking about the stuff that she knows that people need to hear. And she's going to be appreciating money. That's awesome, you guys. Okay, lots more coming in there. That's great. So listen, as I said at the start of this, the real key to you unlocking your higher abundance, and I can't say this more clearly, you know, or you know, I can't emphasize it enough for you guys, is that you need to activate all of the codes contained in your soul blueprint, right? And express your divinity through them. So these are the codes that you have, particularly in your birth name, in your soul blueprint. Okay, and the way that you can really do that today, I mean, you've come here tonight, you've heard about creation code number 4, you've taken these leaps of faith, which is awesome, you know, but keep on going now, you know, keep on going. I'm going to invite you now to take another powerful step in that direction, you know, because the best part is of what I'm going to share with you now, it's not going to cost you that much. It's a very abundant option for you. It's going to take a bit of your time, it's going to take a bit of your focus, but it's going to create massive fast results in your life, you know, a major shift in terms of you scaling your mission. Because what I have put together, and it's actually happening at the end of this month, I'll give you the dates in a moment, you are invited to join me at my most popular, it's a 2-day workshop, it's an online workshop, it's called the Creative Cauldron, okay, and it's happening later this month in May. We are going to be activating not only your millionaire code there, and we're gonna be giving you strategies, we're going to be supporting you with your businesses, with your soul-led businesses, okay, whether you have a business at the moment or not, you are absolutely welcome there. I'm going to take you through a deep process, and I'll share with you some aspects of that in a moment that are really going to help you to scale and launch or take your business to the next level. Because clearly today, you know, we've only had a short time to go into this, and what I'm sharing with you is like, you know, 0.001% of everything else that I want to share with you. So many tools that I have to share with you. So in this 2-day workshop, it means that we get to go deep together on some of the principles that we've discussed tonight. I'm also going to be helping you to put a plan in place for how you can launch or scale your soul purpose business. And I can personally work on your blueprint. Okay, so there is, when you come to this workshop, there is going to be meditations, activations, okay, on creation code number 4 and also creation code number 6 as well. So I will be activating, I'll be personally working on your blueprint. We'll be going into some strategy as well, as I say. It will be, and I can promise you this, 2 of the most valuable days that you spend this year on working on your mission. It really, really will. So I highly recommend making it a top priority to be there. As I say, it's super affordable. I'm going to go through the details with you now, and it's going to help you to shift very, very fast. Plus, I can just work on your blueprint, and we can help to give you some energetic support as well. Okay, so let me share some of the details with you. Ethan will be dropping the link in the chat for you in just a few moments, but it's a 2-day workshop. The dates are Thursday and Friday, the 27th, 28th of May. It's called the Creative Cauldron. Times are from 1 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. London time, which is 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you get me live, right? You get me live with you for 2 days. You get an expert mentoring team as well with you for 2 days. They are my expert mentors that I'm going to be introducing, but I'm also there with you for 2 days as well. So you guys are going to be casting your spells for your magical missions to ignite them or to take them to the next level. Some of the gold that you will receive, you're going to get plugged into the soul of your mission. Okay, I'm going to take you through a process so you can get plugged into the soul of your mission, so you know what direction to head in. Right, you're going to actually be creating next quarter's plan for your business, right? So you're clear what to focus on and how you're going to be creating abundance. You're going to be mentored on how to set up the energetic blueprint of your business in a way that flows directly from your soul consciousness. I'm going to be working on your blueprint, as I say. So you're going to be taken through a powerful process which will help you to release blocks, money blocks, fears, limiting beliefs from your soul blueprint to really activate these millionaire money codes. You'll be discovering what you are a source of, what you uniquely are a source of, how you're divinely coded, divinely designed, so you know what products, what services to start creating, and you can start infusing that energy into them. I'm going to coach you on how to write a powerful mission statement for your business, and that really acts as a powerful tuning fork to start attracting what you need towards you. Plus, you just get a whole load of empowerment, empowerment, energetic support, physical support strategies, so that you can really start to up level your mission and unlock these codes and create this impact that is in your heart. It really is our most successful, most popular workshop, 2-day workshop. There's a ton of testimonials. You can read them on the page. Everybody gets like amazing shifts, and just really, it's a really fun creative process. It's called the Creative Cauldron because it's a womb. It's a womb basically to help you really birth the next level of your mission into the world. So there's a breakdown here. So on day 1, we're going to be setting the compass of your magical mission. You're going to get plugged into the direction of your highest soul destiny in day 1. You're going to be summoning your magic. I take you on a guided power vision. You're going to be setting up the energetic entity of your business and what you want your business to be going forward. So there's like master manifestation tools here as well. We're going to be doing clearings, as I say, to clear out the blocks for you releasing your money codes. And I'm going to be talking to you about the secret recipe of your creation cycles, talking to you about your creation cycles and how to align with them. So by the end of year 1, we're day 1 still. That was an expanded cycle I was in there. By the end of day 1, you will have a clearer understanding of your unique gifts and how they can be the star of your business, and you'll have cleaned out the blocks, okay, keeping you stuck from being as abundant as you could be. Day number 2, you'll be crafting your content code. Right, you'll understand how you are divinely coded so that you can actually start to create soul-aligned products and services. You'll be getting much, much more clarity on your mission, right? A detailed perspective on your mission, who you're here to serve, what you're here to serve them with. You'll be invoking the alchemist within you. There's lots of manifestation practices I take you through. And then you'll get loads of downloads, right? Trust the downloads that you get in these 2 days. Your soul is speaking to you. You'll start to understand what products, services you need to be creating for your ideal customer. So, as I say, I have a very abundant and generous price for you. And there is also an early bird as well. So there's basically 2 options, okay, that you can see here. So option number 1 is that you come and it's a standard ticket. you get the ticket to my creative cauldron, you get the 2-day event. You also get a couple of amazing bonuses as well. I mean, this is super, super exciting. You get my enlightened sales training as a bonus. Okay, so this is going to be a separate training that happens after the 2-day workshop, okay, to really support you with having new paradigm sales conversations. Because if you don't know how to sell, then you ain't got a business, right? And you're not going to be able to unlock your millionaire codes. I'm also going to be doing another separate training with you on the 7 stage of ascension and what that means to you, what that means to your journey, what that means to your business. Okay, so super, super affordable. You can see that the total value of this is well over like $1,300. Okay, but I'm giving it to you for just £44 those whole 2 days and those 2 bonus sessions, or it's like $60, okay, with the conversion there. So that is option 1. Option number 2 is that you can go on the fast track. You come as a VIP upgrade ticket. So on that, you get everything that I've spoken about in the standard ticket, plus you get support, additional support. Okay, so I'm there with 5 expert mentors. I've got copywriters, I've got coaches, I've got launch strategists, I've got system strategists, okay, all on the panel. So when you come the VIP upgrade, they are also going to be giving you more personal support. You're going to be in smaller groups. They're going to be mentoring you on what you're taking away from the workshop to help you to implement it. Then they're going to give you a 90-minute small group implementation call afterwards, so that we can keep track with you after the cauldron ends, after the 2 days ends, find out where you are, coach you, support you to keep on moving forwards. Plus you also get a live group business reading with me as a separate session, so I can give some readings to the group container. You can start to understand the codes more, what they mean in your business. So you can see here that there is a VIP. It's an early bird pricing. It's just £97, right, for all of that additional value, which in dollars, I think there is a 1 missing there. Oh no, it's not. It's yeah, she's right. $134. Sorry, Lara, if you're watching this, who's created my page there. Yeah, $134 for all of that additional value. That's the early bird. Now that offer actually ends on Monday, so there's 4 days on that, and then it goes up to £197. Okay, so if you are feeling the call and you would like to be there for this 2 days and to be shifted very, very fast on your mission, your business, then I definitely recommend signing up. Okay, so as I say, we have limited spaces available. There is 2 options there for you, 2 abundant options, and I highly, highly recommend making this like your number 1 priority, basically, for 2021. Okay, so if you've been watching this training, you're really wanting to take things to the next level, you're serious about like stepping into a higher version of yourself and being of service, of impacting, you know, and really, really stepping into your higher mission, then this is going to be an incredible, incredible container over these 2 days. It's well worth shifting things, rearranging things, okay, so that you can be there. As I say, the dates again for that, I know Ethan will be dropping in the link for you guys so you can enroll, but the dates for that: Thursday, Friday, 27th, 28th of May. Okay. All right, so just dropping into the chat here to catch up with you guys, to see what you are saying here. Nicole is asking, lovely question here, what modality am I using to do the clearing? Okay, so the clearing that I do will be an energetic activation. Okay, an energetic activation, Nicole. I am a conduit for new energy that has never been on this planet before. It comes from various places outside of this dimension, and how the energy works, it works holistically with you, so you extract from it what you need in order to shift the fastest. Okay, it's made up of many different realms of energy, very high frequency energy. Okay, so I'm going to be working with you. Part of what I do is I'm a blueprinter, so I help to shift and to change and activate people's blueprints. Lots of thank yous in here. Super workshop, that's great. Yes, Kristen, you will find out what you are a source of, yeah, at the 2 days, which is super cool. It's actually one of my favorite teachings. People, when they understand what they're a source of, it's like an aha moment. And it can sometimes feel quite, I'm not going to give too much away because it can be a surprise to a lot of people, but it just starts to clarify things. And it's like, right, okay, that is what my special sorcery is. That's what I need to create my products and services out of, because it's like, energy is frequency. We understand that. And when it comes to marketing, right, and starting to look at more new paradigm marketing, which is more about attraction, when we infuse our products and services with what we are a unique source of, it attracts to us what is on that same frequency, right? So it spreads, it duplicates and it spreads. Janelle's here. Yes, Janelle has been through the cauldron before. She's done it twice. In fact, she's sharing it. It's fantastic. Highly recommended. Yeah, lots of people do come back because it's very deep, and each time you go through it, you will learn more and more and more. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. Lots of just lovely comments here, lots of thank yous. And yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what you guys integrate after this as well, and how you get on with the 3-day challenge, right? The 3-day challenge, drop me a note, tag me in the Creation Code Collective, and let me know what is shifting for you, what is opening up after you've taken those action steps. You know, and you're going out in the world, you're appreciating money, you know, you're being generous, all of those things, and just watch how things start shifting fast. Then comes the cauldron and I'll work on your blueprint and things are going to shift even faster, I can assure you. But yeah, some lovely comments here. Thank you so much to everybody who has attended this masterclass tonight, and if you've been watching it back on the replay as well, really appreciate your gift of your time, your energy, and I just really hope that you know, this is opening up new horizons for you, and you just feel very inspired to keep on stepping forwards and to unlock that multi-millionaire code that is inside of you, so that you can impact multiple millions as well. Thank you so much, and sending so much love to you. Enjoy the rest of your days. Thank you.